ladies and gentlemen, there's something extraordinary about a woman who refuses to bow under the weight of life's storms. When the winds howl and the rain pours, she doesn't crumble, she stands taller. Perhaps you've been there facing battles that seemed impossible, feeling like the walls were closing in. But let me tell you, this adversity does not come to define you, it comes to refine you. The nature of adversity. Adversity doesn't knock politely, it barges in uninvited. It tests your patience, stretches your limits, and sometimes leaves scars. But it's in those very moments of breaking that the seeds of strength are planted. Like the oak tree that grows roots deeper with every storm, a woman who endures hardship becomes unshakable. A story of triumph. Let me tell you about a woman, let me paint her for you. She faced the loss of everything she held dear, her family, her job, her peace. There were nights when she cried until no tears were left. But instead of succumbing, she chose to rise. She found a glimmer of hope, clung to it, and let it fuel her. Step by step, she rebuilt. Today, she doesn't just live, she thrives, becoming a beacon for others walking through their valleys. The core of inner strength. What gives a woman the courage to rise? It's faith that says, this isn't the end, it's the whisper of purpose that reminds her she was made for more. And it's the belief in herself that no matter how bruised or broken she feels, she is still enough. Lessons from the journey. From these women, we learn that pain is not punishment, it's preparation. Challenges don't come to destroy you, they come to build you. Every tear shed waters the soil for new growth. Every loss makes room for something greater. Empowerment through community. But here's the truth, no one stands tall alone. Behind every strong woman is a circle of friends, mentors, and sisters who refuse to let her fall. They lift her when she's weak, celebrate her victories, and remind her of her worth. Living beyond survival. Adversity may make you a survivor, but God designed you to thrive. Don't just come out of the fire, come out refined, shining brighter than ever. You are not merely a product of what happened to you. You are the architect of what happens next. Closing charge. To every woman listening, stand tall. Stand firm. Don't let the storms of life convince you that you are less than powerful. You carry within you the strength to turn every setback into a setup for something greater. Your story is still being written, and it's a masterpiece in the making. Now go, not just to survive, but to soar, and as you rise, take others with you. There's something extraordinary about a woman who refuses to bow under the weight of life's storms. She stands not because the storms are small or because she is untouched by pain, but because something within her refuses to give in. When the winds howl and the rain pours, she becomes like a lighthouse on the shore, unshaken, a beacon of hope for those around her. Life isn't easy, and it never promised to be. Adversity doesn't send an invitation or ask for permission to enter our lives. It shows up unannounced, ready to test everything we are. But it is in these moments of testing that a woman's true strength is revealed. Perhaps you've been there standing in the middle of a storm you didn't ask for, a battle you never wanted to fight. Maybe it was heartbreak that left you feeling shattered, a loss that seemed too great to bear, or circumstances that made you question if you were strong enough to survive. I want you to hear me clearly. Adversity may bend you, but it cannot break you when you decide that giving up is not an option. A woman who stands tall in the face of adversity is not fearless. She feels the weight of her fears, but chooses courage anyway. She is not immune to doubt, but she lets her faith speak louder than her uncertainty. She understands that standing tall doesn't mean never falling. It means rising every single time. There's something awe-inspiring about witnessing a woman who, despite the chaos around her, keeps going. She takes the hits, endures the setbacks, and yet somehow she keeps moving forward. Her resilience is not born of perfection, but of persistence. She knows that the storm is not where her story ends, but where her strength is written. And in standing tall, she doesn't just survive the storm, she becomes the calm after it. Adversity doesn't ask for permission, it storms into your life uninvited, unapologetic, and often unrelenting. It doesn't knock gently, it crashes through the door, shaking the foundation of everything you thought was stable. It feels like a thief stealing your peace, your confidence, and sometimes your hope. But what if I told you that adversity doesn't come to destroy you? What if I told you that it comes to awaken something within you, something stronger, something more resilient, something you didn't even know was there? Life's challenges are like storms. They can rage with a fury that makes you question whether you'll ever see the sun again. But here's the thing about storms, they test the roots. They reveal what's been planted deep within you. An oak tree battered by wind and rain doesn't topple because its roots grow deeper with every storm. And just like that oak, adversity is not meant to uproot you, but to strengthen the foundation of who you are. Think about it, diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined in fire. Pearls are born from irritation. Adversity, though uncomfortable, is the crucible where greatness is forged. It's in those moments of struggle when your back is against the wall and you have no choice but to fight that you discover what you're truly made of. Adversity doesn't give you strength, it reveals the strength that was already there, hidden beneath layers of fear, doubt, and complacency. But let's be honest, when you're in the thick of it, adversity feels anything but noble. It feels cruel and unfair, like a storm that refuses to pass. It questions everything you believe about yourself and about life. Yet it is in these moments of questioning that clarity begins to emerge. The storm forces you to look within to dig. Let me tell you a story. Picture a woman just like you and me, standing on the edge of what felt like the end of her world. She had given her all her time, her energy, her love, and yet life seemed determined to take everything from her. She faced betrayal that left her questioning her worth, financial struggles that made her wonder how she'd make it to the next day, and a loss so profound it felt like her heart might never heal. Every time she tried to rise, something pushed her back down, leaving her breathless, battered, and weary. There were nights when she cried until her pillow was soaked, and mornings when the weight of it all made it hard to even get out of bed. She prayed not for grandeur or success, but simply for the strength to keep going. There were no cheering crowds, no applause, just her and her quiet determination to fight through another day. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. There were moments when she wanted to quit, when giving up felt like the only option. But something deep inside her refused to let her stop. One day, in the midst of her darkest season, she made a decision. She decided that no matter how hard it got, she would not let her circumstances define her. She began to look for the smallest glimmers of hope, a sunrise, a kind word, a quiet moment of peace, and she let those tiny sparks light a fire in her soul. She didn't have all the answers, but she had a vision. She began to rebuild piece by piece, step by step. The core of inner strength is not something you stumble upon, it's something you uncover in the midst of life's greatest challenges. It's not about having all the answers or never feeling afraid. It's about finding the courage to move forward, even when fear whispers that you can't. True inner strength is quiet. It doesn't shout or demand attention. It's the steady resolve that refuses to let setbacks have the final word. At the heart of this strength lies faith, the unshakable belief that your life has purpose. Even when everything around you seems to say otherwise, faith isn't the absence of doubt, it's the choice to trust that there's a plan greater than your pain. It's the still small voice reminding you that you are more than your mistakes, your struggles, or your circumstances. It's the knowledge that every hardship has the potential to shape you, to teach you, and to prepare you for what lies ahead. Inner strength is also born of self-belief, the understanding that you carry within you everything you need to rise. Too often we underestimate ourselves, letting fear and insecurity build walls around what we can achieve. But the truth is, strength doesn't come from never falling, it comes from rising again every time. It's the resolve to stand back up after failure, to forgive yourself when you've stumbled, and to keep pressing forward when the road feels endless. And then there's purpose, that driving force that anchors you when the waves of life threaten to pull you under. Purpose gives your pain meaning. It turns adversity into a tool, transforming what was meant to break you into the very thing that builds you. When you understand that your struggles are not wasted, they become stepping stones in. The lessons from the journey of adversity are the treasures we never knew we needed. They don't come wrapped in pretty packages, and they rarely arrive when we're ready for them. Instead, they're etched into our hearts through tears, forged in the fires of our struggles, and uncovered in the quiet moments of reflection after the storm. These lessons are not just about survival, they are about transformation. One of the greatest lessons is this: pain is not a punishment, it is a teacher. It has a way of stripping away what doesn't matter and revealing what does. When you've walked through darkness, you learn to cherish even the smallest glimmers of light. You discover that the things you once took for granted, a kind word, a helping hand, or simply another day, are gifts of immeasurable value. Pain teaches you to slow down, to notice, and to appreciate the beauty that still exists, even in the midst of hardship. Another lesson is the power of perseverance. You learn that strength isn't about never falling, it's about the grit to rise again and again. Each setback becomes a stepping stone, each failure a lesson that sharpens your resolve. You begin to see that progress is not always loud or fast. Sometimes it's quiet and slow, like the steady drip of water carving through stone. But over time, that persistence shapes you into someone you never imagined you could be. The journey also teaches humility. It reminds you that you are not invincible, and that's okay. It's okay to ask for help, to lean on others, and to admit when you're struggling. True strength is not about pretending you're fine when you're not. It's about having the courage to say, I need support, and finding strength in community. Perhaps the most profound lesson is this: every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow. It may not feel like it in the moment, but adversity stretches you, refines you, and equips you for what's ahead. You begin to realize that nothing you've been through is wasted. Every tear, empowerment through community, is a force unlike any other. It's the realization that while you may be strong on your own, together we are unstoppable. Too often, the world tells us to stand alone, to prove our worth through independence. But the truth is, we were never meant to do life in isolation. Strength multiplies in the presence of others who believe in you, who lift you when you're weary, and who remind you of your power when you've forgotten. There's something extraordinary about the bonds formed in the fires of adversity. When you walk through the storm hand in hand with those who truly see you, something beautiful happens. You discover that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a doorway to deeper connection. When you share your burdens, you invite others to share their strength. And when you open your heart, you make space for healing, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Community is the safety net that catches you when you stumble. It's the collective voice that says, we've got you when life feels unbearable. It's the friend who shows up unannounced with a listening ear, the mentor who speaks wisdom into your confusion, the sister who stands in the gap when you can't stand on your own. These are not just people, they are anchors, grounding you in truth when the waves of doubt try to sweep you away. But community is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. There is empowerment in being there for someone else and offering a kind word, a helping hand, or a shoulder to lean on. When you pour into others, you are reminded of your own resilience. You see that your scars, once sources of pain, have become symbols of strength that can inspire others. Your story becomes a lighthouse guiding others through their storms. And let's not underestimate the power of collective celebration. When you win, a true community doesn't just cheer for you, they cheer with you, as if your victory is their own. They remind you that joy is amplified when shared and that every milestone, no matter how small, is worth celebrating. In community, you find a reflection of your best self. You're reminded that you're never alone, that together we can carry what feels unbearable on our own. It's in the shared journey that you find not only strength, but also hope, courage, and a deep sense of belonging. Living beyond survival is the moment when you stop simply existing and start truly living. It's when you move past just getting through the day and begin to embrace each moment with intention, passion, and purpose. Too many of us live in survival mode, focused solely on making it to the next day, to the next day, to the next paycheck, to the next breath. But what if I told you that life wasn't meant to be endured, it was meant to be lived? Survival might be the starting point, but thriving now, that's the destination. Survival teaches you to hold on, to fight through the storm, to endure. But living beyond survival is about rising from the ashes of your trials and choosing to bloom in the aftermath. It's about recognizing that the struggles you face don't define you, they refine you. They prepare you for the life you're meant to lead, not just for yourself, but for others as well. You were never meant to simply survive your struggles. You were meant to use them to fuel your greatness. Living beyond survival is when you begin to dream again. It's when you let go of the mindset that says, I'm not enough or I can't, and replace it with the belief that you are more than capable of achieving everything your heart desires. The scars you carry are not signs of weakness, but of strength. They are proof that you made it through and now you're ready to step into something greater. It's easy to get stuck in the rhythm of survival, to get comfortable with just making it through. But life has so much more to offer you than mere existence. It offers you a future filled with possibility, hope, and influence. The challenges you faced were never the end of your story. They were the chapters that prepared you for this very moment. The woman you are today, forged by every trial, is more powerful, more capable, and more ready than you ever imagined. Living beyond survival means looking at your circumstances, no matter how difficult, and choosing to rise above them. It means not letting fear or doubt dictate your actions. Instead, it's about embracing the truth that you are meant for more than just enduring life. You are meant to change the world, to leave a mark, to live fully and boldly, and to inspire others to do the same. Once you realize that you've survived, you can unlock the potential to thrive. You can build the life you've always dreamed of, a life that's not just about surviving, but about living in a way that reflects your purpose, your passion, and your vision. It's about knowing that your journey didn't just shape you, it equipped you to lead, to uplift, and to shine in a way that draws others to their own greatness. Living beyond survival is not a passive experience, it's an active choice to rise, to flourish, and to live with intention every single day. So to every woman who has faced hardship, who has stood in the storm and wondered if she would ever see the sun again, remember this: you are more than a survivor. You are a testament to resilience, to strength, to the power of unwavering faith. The storms you've weathered have not broken you, they've made you. And with every challenge, you have grown stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. Now, I charge you to stand tall. Stand tall not just because you've made it through, but because you've become something extraordinary in the process. You've tapped into a well of strength that can't be shaken, a power that comes from within and rises higher with every obstacle. Don't just survive the life you've been given, live it fully with purpose and passion, and let the world see the unbreakable woman you are. Your story is still unfolding and is far from over. There is greatness in you yet to be realized, victories waiting to be claimed, and lives waiting to be touched by your light. You were not meant to stay where you are, to remain in the shadows of what you've been through. You were made to rise, to shine, and to lead the way for others who need your example. So go forward knowing that the power you need to conquer anything lies already within you. Stand tall, live beyond survival, and let your life be the proof that nothing, not even the fiercest storm, can ever hold you down.